In this video, I want to discuss the tap to find and edit playstyle features that are now available within Superior Drummer 3. So let's talk from the perspective of a songwriter and a producer. You're working on a great new song, you have an idea for a drum part, you're working with the drummer, and you have to communicate your ideas so they can provide a drum part that supports the music and supports your vision. Think of the tap to find and edit playstyle functions as your way to communicate with your drummer. First of all, you have an idea in your head and you have to communicate that. If we go into the tap to find function, we have the ability to play a groove in real time. So whatever is in your head, you can just play it on the drums. You can use a mouse, click on each individual drum, and if the tempo is too quick, by default, you can even slow it down. Superior Drummer 3 will automatically quantize your groove idea and pull up matching results. You have a match percentage, so anything that is a closest match will be toward the top. As an alternative, you can take any MIDI that you find and that you want to use as a template to generate more ideas. You can drag that MIDI into the MIDI drop zone, and your MIDI results will filter accordingly. Once you find a groove that you like, drag it into the song track, and we can use the Edit Playstyle feature within Superior Drummer 3 to modify the groove even further. Simply double-click on the groove block, or you can hit the E key. So in a songwriting scenario, let's say you've communicated your idea to your drummer, they're able to play it. However, it's not exactly what you're looking for, or maybe it is, but you need different variations for different parts of a song. So you'd have to communicate to your drummer to maybe lay back and play a simpler groove during the verse. And then during the chorus, you can play more ghost notes and build. In the bridge, we want to go to the ride cymbal. And then at the very end, at the outro, the song's going to come way down and we need to have a side stick on the snare. You can do all of that within Edit Playstyle. So I'm going to shorten this groove that we brought in and I will duplicate it so we have different song sections we can work with. So basically 4 different song sections. This is all based on the same groove. We talked about how for the verse, we need to simplify things a bit. Let's take a listen. We had a lot of 16th notes going on, and I was able to simplify that using the amount knob in the Edit Playstyle function. So the amount knob will allow you to simplify or add complexity in a musical fashion. We talked about how we wanted the chorus to be a bit busier, so we're back to our original groove now. On our snare drum, I'm going to see if we can get some ghost notes. So there I was able to add some ghost notes to the snare and also add a bit more complexity to the bass drum. I also increased the velocity on both the snare and bass drum for this section so that all of the notes were a bit louder and a bit more aggressive. Now we can start over with a new groove, or the same groove that we pulled down and duplicated for the bridge. However, I'm going to delete it and copy over what we did previously. That way I have all of those subtle musical changes, and all I want to do is have the drummer play on the ride cymbal instead. I can take the power hand and move it right over. So I simply moved the power hand over to the ride. I actually simplified so we didn't get that roll at the end, and I increased the velocity. I also changed the articulation to the bell. So for the outro, we want to significantly simplify things. So the first thing I'm going to do is right click on the snare, choose the side stick articulation, and then we will use the velocity and amount knobs on the hi-hat and bass drum to simplify and soften those patterns. So now we have a whole song with variations for each section, all based on what you were hearing in your head. We could continue to add fills, anything else we want, but that was all done with the edit playstyle within Superior Drummer 3.